Welcome back everyone, my name is Egwin, welcome to my channel. This time I'm going to talk about impact on the body and why this is actually a rather important aspect of being alive. In my last video I mentioned that one of the most overlooked aspects when looking for a healthy movement approach is that the idea of reducing physical impact to a minimum is not the best solution to go. The exact opposite of it is neither, meaning if you go out there and you permanently do high impact sports, this will take a toll on you, obviously. So whenever we want to discuss healthy movement, we have to look at what does the body need and how do we actually get there. Now let me start you off with a little example. We all are, in parts, electric beings, meaning we have our nervous system, we have our synapses in the brain, in our belly, we have all these sensory organs, we have our eyes, we have our tactile sensory organs, our proprioceptive organs, we also have our heart, which has an extremely strong electromagnetic field. But did you ever ask yourself where this electricity comes from? Well, in parts, this electricity comes from biochemical aspects. So where biochemistry actually creates electrical impulses. But another part of where this electricity comes from is actually our bones. See, our bones are not just anatomically a very interesting structure, but their internal makeup is quite interesting as well. Because our bones are actually piezoelectric. Piezoelectric is a specialized term, but most of you have probably had to do something with it. If you think about a lighter, there are two main types of lighters out there. There are the ones that actually use the stone that you rub in order to produce a spark to ignite the gas. And there are lighters out there, the so-called electric lighters, that actually use a piezoelectric material that whenever you press it, releases an electric charge, meaning a spark that then ignites the gas. Now, in a similar way, the same thing happens within our bones whenever they get compressed. So our bones have piezoelectric properties, meaning that whenever we jump or whenever our bones get compressed, they actually generate an electric current that, again, is one of the two main aspects of how we as a human being create our own body electric field, how our own neurons, our bioelectricity in our hearts and in our brains is created. This is also one of the reasons why people who do not move anymore or not at all, why they start to degenerate in so many different aspects, not just in terms of losing muscle mass or in terms of losing mobility because their connective tissue gets stiff. No, they literally lose body electricity that normally is important for your protective shield, for your biochemical functions, for your digestive functions, for your mental and emotional functions, and your internal and external communication as well. So this is just one tiny example of why it's actually important to use the body. Whenever you try to reduce external impact on the body to a minimum or reduce the loads in the body to an absolute minimum, this also means that the body tries to adapt, meaning it starts to shut down systems that would normally be nourished by those external impulses. Now, obviously, If you're massively overweight, say 180, 200 kilos, something like that, obviously there is a tremendous amount of pressure on your joints. Then obviously it is a good idea to try to reduce impact on the joints. But again, it's not always the external aspects that are important here. Why? Because we also generate loads inside of our bodies. This is actually, in a positive way, why Taiji and Qigong or Bagua and Chini, those internal Chinese martial arts and health arts, why they work so well on elderly people to prevent osteoporosis and degenerative diseases in their muscles and in their connective tissue. Because you move with rather low impact, but you move constantly. The external impact isn't that big in those disciplines if you train it as an elderly person. Obviously, in internal martial arts, don't let yourself be fooled by the term internal. It's not just meditating about some sort of movement. No, they have explosive techniques in there as well, but you do not have to use them if you just simply want to use those arts for health purposes. But due to using your muscles, you create internal loads, you create gentle bending motions and compressive and tensional aspects in your body that actually train all the structures, not just the muscles, not just the coordination, but the bones as well, the connective tissue as well, all the sinews, all actually the blood vessels as well. Literally every single structure in the human body lives from movement. Whenever you stop moving or you stop demanding movement from your body, it will shut down certain systems in order to compensate and to reduce the energy output. Always demand a little bit more of your body than it actually currently needs in a specific situation.